What up, ladies and gentlemen?
Hello.
Yes, if you guys are watching the video version of this episode, we are outside, literally.
On some grass.
Beautiful. Beautiful, man. So, listen, we're on vacation right about now, and we decided not to go out of town, and we just decided to spend our vacation at one of our properties, one of our Airbnb properties. It's 8 acres, man. We got Lake Lavon back that way behind us, on the other side of the camera. Beautiful pond with a lot of fish in it right behind us, and a beautiful 8 acres, man. God is good. We're so blessed. So we decided we're going to do this episode outside. Pimping, and here we are.
Yes, so if y'all see my little sweat bubbles at the top of my lip, it's because the sun is beaming on my face, okay? But it's not too bad, I don't think.
So you got you a good one. You surprising me because you still ain't told me what this week's topic is going to be. So lay it on me. What we going to be going?
We're going to be talking about the top reasons why people lie.
Ooh-wee.
Like,
so you got the top. So you, for sure, you got all of them because there's a bunch of them.
What they're about to say, there's a bunch of them, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people can argue the fact that that's not all of them, or you not, but these are some top reasons that I feel like all of us kind of know or understand, or be like, when I say it, y'all gonna know what I'm talking about. Y'all gonna be like, oh, you right, because you don't even know why. Because we always wonder why people lie.
Right.
I feel like I do. I be like, well, why you lie about it? Like, what was your purpose of lying? Like, people always lie with a purpose. Like, you don't lie just to be lying. Or do they?
Well, some people, them compulsive liars, they lie just to be lying.
Right.
Like, they didn't lie so much their whole life that it becomes habitual and they don't even realize they lying.
Okay, so that's why these top reasons why they lie, I feel like this actually explains why.
All right, let's get into it. We ain't got to waste no time for this one.
Okay, so one of the ones I found is...
Now, how many you got total?
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
So there's no particular order, or are you going like 7 to 1, 1 through 7? What is no particular order?
No, just
okay.
I had jot them down.
No particular order.
Okay, so here's one. The first one I dropped down was the reason why people lie is because they take what is not rightfully theirs.
They take what is not rightfully theirs.
So that's why they're lying about it, because they're trying to take something that's not theirs. So almost kind of like stealing. I feel like that's what that's saying.
So this is like physical stuff.
Yeah, because you're taking something that's not rightfully theirs, and it can even, I guess, your heart or something. But
I got you.
You know what I mean? Like, they're taking something, they're lying because they're trying to take something from you that's not theirs.
Okay.
That's not theirs, but they're trying to take it from you. They're gonna do whatever they can to take it from you.
That's deep, and they try to make everybody else realize that it's legit.
Right.
What they're saying.
Right, and you believe in them.
The reasonings behind why they.
But their main reason why is because they want to take something that's not rightfully theirs.
Oh, that's deep.
So they don't want to take it. Okay.
You went straight in.
Right. The second one, I feel like everybody knows this, to escape accountability.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody know that you sit up here. The reason why you lying is because you don't want to admit, or you don't want to be accountable for your actions.
Come on.
I hate when people be like, that's not the reason I lied. So why else? Why? And that's why I'm like, I need to, I really want to understand why people be lying sometimes. I don't know why, but I really do.
Now that one right there, let me indulge. Let me break that one down a little bit more deeper, because when you don't take accountability for your own actions and you just want to keep lying about it, and you want to keep blaming other people on why you're lying, and you want to keep making excuses on why you lied. Like, you lied. Okay, you told a story. But when you take the extra time to create more lies to try to make reasoning out of what you lied about, I mean, you taking it to a whole nother level. And then you so good at it. Some people are so good at this kind of lying that you almost start believing them.
Well, that's another part that I was gonna say. That's where you're going into. But when they're escaping accountability, I think honestly that's what they're doing. They just don't want to be accountable for it, so they're gonna lie. Like, I didn't do it. I knowing they broke that vase, and even though it was an accident, they still want to tell you I didn't do it.
Right.
I didn't do it. They don't want to be held responsible for none of it. So I think the next part, what you're talking about, was when they create a fantasy of a false self-esteem to escape their mundane life. Isn't that deep?
Repeat that one more time.
Okay, to create a fantasy / false self-esteem to escape their mundane life.
Come on,
pretty
man.
much their little boring, to them it's like their boring life.
Yeah. So they're creating a whole nother, they got a whole nother world going on in their own head, and they believe everything that's happening in their head.
Yes, they do.
They believe what they're telling themselves.
Their lies, their own lies.
And they're doing their best to convince everybody else that it's legit on what they're saying.
I don't know if anybody else out there has ever had this. because I have.
I promise you they have.
And in the family at that, where you have someone that really wish they had a hard life. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm from the hood. I'm from the projects. I'm from this, and that.
You pushing some buttons right now.
I've been through all of this. No, my family didn't support me. Oh, I did this all by myself. When you know, that is not true. You didn't grow up in nobody hood.
Right.
No ghetto.
Right.
No nothing. You
on.
ain't this bad person. You sit up here. Your family supported you and rode with you all the way till you went off to be an adult.
Now, if you chose
to do otherwise,
to do other things and make poor decisions in your life and go join a gang or go join a bad crowd or whatever that hang out in the hood, that was your choice.
Right, but you sit up here, you make this whole story like your life was so hard and you was on your own and I'm always out in the outsider. When you're forcing yourself to be the outsider, you want to be like, it's almost like you're wanting to place yourself in that situation.
And see, here's the deal. Look, it's okay if you had a good life. It's okay if you didn't struggle and your parents were well off and they was able to give you more than what they had. There's nothing wrong with that.
And I feel like
so many people look at that as I didn't have a good life. I didn't have a lot. My parents didn't have a lot of money. Everything wasn't given to me. I mean, it's like, be thankful and be blessed that if that's your case, that's okay.
Right. You didn't have to go through that. Like, I really don't understand it. But I feel like, to me, the people that do that to try to make it seem like their life was worse off than what it really was, it's just so they can have people to feel sympathy for them for the wrong shit that they've been doing.
Oh, come on.
So they can look past it and you see, but this is how I was brought up. So you bring up this whole bullshit ass story of how you were brought up. And then everybody's feeling bad for you, like, dang, she had a hard life. Oh my gosh, she almost did this to herself. She almost did that. Oh my gosh, she went down this and that. Like, at the end of the day, you're doing it for sympathy at this point.
Right.
So you can look past of the bullshit that you just did.
Yeah.
Because you're trying to escape the stuff that you just messed up.
Reality.
You might be in a relationship and something went wrong. You messed up, you cheated, or you did something wrong. And you be like, you bring out something bad. Like, oh, no. Like, don't do that. Like, if you did not have that life, because you don't understand a person that has had that life, we cringe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Cringe. Because if I could have just had just a little bit of what you had.
Yeah.
Like, you don't put yourself in that and don't lie about it. And it's almost like you're making a mockery and a joke of the ones.
That's exactly what you're doing. That's exactly what
you're doing.
Really
have went through it.
That's exactly what you're doing. And then here's the deal. Once you start lying, and I know you got more, but once you start lying, you feel the need to keep lying. Because you got to cover up that last lie with a new lie. Then once you get backed up against the wall,
I ain't even trying to
you
be
get
funny.
Blasted. You got to cover up that another lie with another, and it just keeps going and on and on.
Like, to me, I feel like people, when you're in high school and you playing the games and you doing all the lying and stuff, like, as I see why when you become an adult, you just be like, it's so much drama and work and to have to remember. And then when you mess up, you trying to backtrack, and then it's just like, fucking listen, okay, I did it. Like I messed up, or I'm not ready for a relationship. Like, you start to become an adult to be like, I don't want to do that. Like, it's just too much. And I hope a lot of y'all that are listening right now are at that point where I'm done with the bullshit. I'm not supposed to sit up here and lie and play these games, so I don't get caught up trying to lie over this. Because I'm playing games and shit. Like, no, it's just not worth it anymore at all. Oh my God, it's so not worth it.
You eliminate so much stress out of your life.
Yes.
When you just say, my bad, my fault, be accountable for you. And let me tell you something what else happens, and then we're gonna get into ritual. I'm gonna tell you something what happens when you're honest with people. They respect you more.
And you may not at that time. It may not seem like they do. Because I want to point that out, because some people feel like, well, I feel like when I did the respectful thing, they didn't receive it that way. Some people just can't see it at that moment because their feelings are hurt.
Right.
But trust me, in the long run, where you're gonna be in anyway, you would rather be respected in that time instead of like disgusted and somebody looking at you different.
And the thing that you're gonna earn is integrity.
Oh, now say that. Now that says a lot.
You're going to learn a lot. They may not like you. They may still distance themselves from you, but you're going to have straight up integrity, because guess what? You owned up to your mistake and you owned up to that lie that you told. You know what I'm saying? And then you can create a ritual. And it's like that ripple effect, and it keeps going on and on. It becomes habitual. But
here you go.
Let's talk about ritual, man. We always love our partners and our supporters and our sponsors, man. So this week's episode is brought to you by Ritual Bay. You own it.
I'm on it. I've been doing Ritual now for almost 9 months now. I was about to say 6, but 9. What I like most about it, it's just for me, I don't have that taste that I don't like. I don't have a chalky taste because to me,
you can stop right there.
Listen, I'm gonna be perfectly honest. If it had that taste, I couldn't even take it. I couldn't ingest it.
Right.
Like, and I can't do that over and over again. Something that I don't like. So that's my big thing that I love about what I've been doing with Ritual lately.
Now, the delicious part is always like the greatest thing because, of course, you want everything to taste great. But the plant-based protein powder with the 3 distinct formulas designed to meet the body's changing protein needs is amazingly important.
Right, because I didn't know this for a while, but as I started to learn more about my body, our protein should change like our bodies are changing. So
Preach.
You don't want to try to keep it the same. So Ritual has 3 distinct formulas for us to choose from. And
Absolutely.
I like them all.
Let's go, baby. So we're going to take care of y'all. Ready to shake up your protein ritual? Listeners get 10% off during your first 3 months at ritual.com/perfect pair. Ritual even offers a money-back guarantee. So if you're not 100% in love with it,
okay,
money back. Boom. Just like that, man. So visit ritual.com, ritual.com/perfect pair today. 10% off your first 3 months.
Whew.
All right, so before we get down the last couple that you have right there as far as this top 7, whatever you want to call it, on these lions.
Right.
Listen.
These lions.
Yeah.
These lies.
I know what I'm talking about. But when you tell a lie, you're going to have to keep telling another lie.
Right.
And it's more work, more stress, more hassle, more drama, more negativity in your life, man. It never stops, man. So just be accountable and say, my bad.
Grow up,
fix it, and keep it moving.
That's how I see it. And then, okay, so another one is they lie to avoid punishment.
Oh, yes.
I had sweat bubbles. Sorry, I thought you saw it. Okay. Anyways,
I
but
got a good
yes,
one for this one.
they to avoid punishment. I know I've done it as a kid plenty of times.
We all have.
Even as an adult, when you're trying to get out of a traffic ticket, don't be lying. You know you were trying to tell the officer on why you lying that you're trying to get somewhere when you know you just was speeding to be speeding. So we know that is really true. Another one.
Well, hold on now. Hold on before you go to another one.
What?
Let's break that one down real fast, because we tell our kids all the time. Listen, if you make a mistake,
oh yeah,
just own up to it. If you do something you weren't supposed to do, don't lie about it, because here's the deal. If you tell the truth, you still may get in trouble. You still may get punished a little bit. You notice how I said
Yeah,
a little bit. But if you lie and we find out down the road, or we find out through somebody else or through another resources, and you fail to be honest with us, now you're going to get in trouble a lot of bit.
Right, and then that means lie by omission, meaning you just because you didn't tell me don't mean you didn't lie.
Come on.
That means you knew not to tell me. You knew what you was doing, meaning that you lied by not telling me.
So at the
You get
end
what
of the
I'm
day,
saying?
do you want to get in trouble a little bit, or do you want to get in trouble a lot?
Exactly.
And sometimes you may not even get in trouble a little bit because you was man or woman enough to tell the truth.
Exactly.
And we may give you a slap on the wrist and say, you know what? We respect you being honest with us and being straight up with us. So this time we're going to let you slide. Learn from it, and let's keep it moving.
Yeah, but our son he found out the hard way recently. Literally.
Man.
Like yesterday, 2 days ago.
We ain't going to go. We ain't going to go there.
Right. So another reason why people lie is to inflict pain.
Oh, man. Oh,
I didn't
yes.
even really realize that until I started to think about it. Like, people really do lie to be mean, to hurt you, like to be spiteful.
Hurt people.
Right, and you don't really realize that until maybe it's just me learning everything late, and now I'm an adult, and it's like I see things, and I see certain things that people did to me in the past, or if I seen it in my own self, like I know I'm a much better woman than I was before.
Absolutely.
And I am so grateful for it, because I know nobody can be on this list or hearing this list thus far to say they haven't done any of this.
Oh, of course, we're all guilty. We're all
Right.
guilty of it. Are you learning from it, though?
Right, that's what I'm saying. And I think you can't change what you don't acknowledge. So if you're acknowledging, like, yeah, I used to do that, this is and that, I feel like you're a better person for it, and you know not to do it because you know better. Because when you know better, you do better.
There you
That's
go.
What I'm trying to
There
say.
you go. And like I said, hurt people, and you'll be amazed on how many people will just lie hard just to put pain inside of you to push your buttons. They know what buttons to push. They know what triggers your anger and your frustration. And they will just start lying on you for no reason at all, just because they're in pain.
Right.
They're frustrated with their life.
And so
they're jealous of you, maybe, or they may be envious of you, or whatever it may be. It can be so many different reasons on why they do what they do.
Right.
But they're not looking at, man, they can care less on how much pain they inflict into another person's life.
Exactly. And listen, y'all don't understand. Like, we still have people like this in our family. Like, and why I say family, because most of the time, those are the people that are really around you the most, because we feel like family always have to be around.
Oh, man.
And, that's a whole nother subject.
Well, if you listen to last week's episode with Ricky Smiley, he broke down the difference between family and relatives.
Right.
If you haven't seen it, go back and listen to that bad boy and check it out.
Exactly. But my point is that we all are kind of grown. Most of us are kind of grown up with, you're always around your family, so you just be there for your family. So that's why I keep saying family, because sometimes you can't avoid it, because you can avoid it with friends, you can avoid it with other people, but you see this and you can't avoid it. I just want you to know, when you see it, you can avoid it. You don't have to be around it. That doesn't mean you got to deal with all that bullshit.
It's your choice.
Okay, so the next one I'm going to talk about is, the reason why people lie is to feel better in the moment, to steal admiration.
Admiration?
What did I say?
Jack that up. Admiration.
Admiration.
You took admire, and then you tried to turn into admiration, but you didn't quite get all the way there.
My kids be laughing at me when I say this, but I mean this. I mean this to the core of my heart. Do you hear me? I do not read or spell in public. Do you hear me? Or do math. I can do math, but I do not read and spell in public, because for this reason alone.
Oh, it's all good, man. You got that thing there.
No, people really do that.
Yeah.
People, if you're telling a story and it's like a good story, everybody's like, oh my God. And then all of a sudden somebody got a story like 10 times better than you all the time. You always be, and then you kind of low key like, are you serious? Did you really do that? Like, you start to think like that. Most of the time they probably lying, because they just want to steal that. They want the center of attention for themselves.
Absolutely.
And I hate that. Now, I don't hate it anymore. And now that I understand what they're doing, I laugh at it. I think it's funny.
That's it. It can't bother you, man. But see, here's the deal. And there may be people that really have a story that relates to what's being talked about and what's being discussed.
But you got that one that just want to overdo it every single time.
Right.
And so you be like, he lying. Right. Like, you don't want to show me the video. Like, I want to see the video. I want to see evidence. I'm that person. I don't believe it till I see the video. Especially nowadays, where the video. I don't believe it. Yeah. Okay, so my last one I'm going to leave with is, the reason why people lie is to gain an advantage to exploit others.
Ooh. Can you break that down, please?
Yes. So I'm going to say it again. To gain an advantage to exploit others. So pretty much what they want to do is
not play fair. They want to cheat. They want to be cheaters.
Why you gonna ask me to explain it and you gonna hurry up and cut me off and say it?
Because you're gonna give the politically correct way to say it, but I'm gonna be straight up honest and say because they don't want to play fair.
They don't. And listen, life is not fair, and I think we need to. That's something that I'm teaching my kids. Like, as much as we want everybody to participate, everybody to have fun, everybody to do this. It's just, life is not made that way. If they're playing sports, everybody don't get to play on the field. Everybody don't get to play on the court. Everybody don't get to run on the track. Everybody don't get to run on the relays. Everybody, there's only how many captains? Okay, like our kids, and they need to understand that.
Oh yeah,
like they really need to understand that, and because they don't, I feel like that's where they start to lie to exploit others, like saying, she takes drugs, knowing she don't take drugs. Just because she's good in basketball doesn't mean she takes drugs. Oh, it's the only reason why she's on the team because of her dad did this, and that.
Oh yeah,
you got people that they just start lying or starting rumors and making assumptions about you and stuff. I just feel like they do it so they can get further instead of just
accepting that person may just be better.
Right. Just don't why do that?
And see, I'm like this, man. What's that old saying about when the dog barks at the moon, if the moon barks back at the dog becomes famous?
Oh, right.
It's like, look, and I said that on our other podcast, I Hate the Homies podcast, and Griff and Super Dave called me. I like,
y'all gotta go listen to that podcast. No, listen, I Hate the Homies podcast. I'm not saying this either because it's my husband, but y'all need listen. I Hate the Homies podcast. Y'all, thank me later. I promise you, thank me later. It's 3 men that know sports like the back of their hands, and they on there talking about sports, but everything else too that come entwined with the news.
Right.
And when I tell you, it is hilarious.
She
I can't.
she listens to the I Hate the Homies podcast more than the Perfect Pair podcast.
I do, like, because I'm like, after we do the podcast, I'm done, we good, and I usually, I'll go back, let me listen to it, make sure, we sound good, so I can give us some ratings, just in case ain't nobody else listening. I want to let me listen for us. But now, I be on I Hate the Homies. It is on cue every Tuesday, right?
Every Tuesday, man. Drop a new one.
No, listen, y'all go right now and start from the beginning. Y'all will not be disappointed at all.
We act a fool. But I made this same point about the dog barking at the moon.
Sorry.
And the moon barking back at the dog. The dog becomes famous. And Griff, one of my homies on the I Hate the Homies podcast was like, yo, I didn't understand. That does not make sense. And I'm like, you ain't never heard that?
Griff, oh my God, you made me glad I didn't hear you say that.
So, but anyway.
I missed that part, obviously.
Yeah, but my point is this, man. When people are lying on you, because they want to bring you down, and they want other people to think bad of you or whatever, admiration, then don't bark back at the dog. You gotta be the moon. Don't bark back at the dog, because you're gonna make that person famous. You're gonna add more hype to the person that's lying about you or lying on you. And I know it's tough because you want to defend yourself, and you want to speak like that's not true. That's not right, man. You gotta just. You keep it moving. You can't even put any time. You wasting all that time trying to figure out how you gonna lash back, how you gonna try to respond or whatever, and you putting more gas on their fire.
Right. Listen, and this is coming from a person as a step parent. Even though I don't hate that word, but if you're not the biological parent and the other parent is talking bad about the other parent,
right?
You don't understand. He taught me so much about how not to add fuel to the fire, pretty much, because she's lying. Why would I give that any fuel? Why would I add more fuel to that fire by just addressing it? I know it's not true.
It's not true. So
I'm not gonna go that. My kids know I'm there for them. My kids know I'm gonna always show up. I'm always there. I'm always doing this, so I don't have to even address it. And then he was like, she will start to look crazy in the end, and he was right. Like, I'm not trying to put her down, but he was all the way right. Anybody that's in our life has ever seen it, that's witnessed all this stuff, they know the same thing, because I was too busy trying to defend myself about how I am being a good parent.
Right.
And it was just like, why am I defending me being a good parent? This is when I came up with this for myself, because I don't know if anybody else is going through this. I've said this before, but somebody might need to hear this at this point. When you are too busy because you got everybody watching you talking about how you being with their kids, they are not her kids, or they're not his kids, he's probably doing this, or she's probably doing this, they don't even know what they doing, they not raising them right, they acting like this. Let me tell you something, you are not here to please them.
Come on now.
Not now one of them.
Preach.
And I'm even including the grandmothers.
Preach.
The exes.
Preach.
You're not here to you're not here to please them. One thing I realize, as long as I please God, I'm naturally gonna please my husband, and my kids are gonna be okay.
Message. On that note, we done.
That's all I gotta say.
You dropped the mic, babe. Like, literally drop the mic, man.
Okay.
So, Perfect Pair Podcast. Once again, go tell a friend, and keep subscribing, keep downloading, and make sure you click that little bell next to the subscribe and download button so you can get alerted on your mobile device, on your laptop, on your doggone beeper. If you still got a beeper, Skyway pager, doggone it.
And let me tell y'all something. You will see how much happier your life will be when you realize that's the only people you need to be pleasing. Your life will change instantly. Like, I'm not even, like, as soon as you start believing that only person I need to please is God, I promise you everything's gonna be okay.
Message. We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.
Same time, same place, doing the same doggone thing. It is the Perfect Pair Podcast. Deuces.
Bye.
You're my little smelly poo. So pretty much, ladies and gentlemen, billy goats and girls and bats and everything else.
Why do you do that? Just say ladies and gentlemen, or just say hi, billy goats and shit. Like, that doesn't even make sense. We are here to tell you guys where to subscribe.
Why are you talking like that? You don't even talk like that. Talk
I
like
know,
yourself.
because I'm waiting for you. Okay.
Subscribe.
Okay. Subscribe. Please listen. You will not be sorry.
Did you just fart?
No. That's your breath.
Oh, comeback time. Oh.
5.